Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Today I'm here with yet another book haul. I know I did one only recently with 17 books and today I've got 15. I'm expecting one more and hopefully it will arrive throughout me filming the video. Otherwise it's just gonna have to be included in the next one, which will be around my birthday time. That's when I tend to buy books. And also, if you can hear any strange noises, that's just because there's a fan literally next to me, so you can probably hear that. But honestly, I can't live without it at this minute because it's ridiculously hot in this country. It's so bloody hot that I can't stand it. I'm not good with heat, so apologies if you can hear the fan, but that's what we're gonna have to work with today. But I've got sort of like 3 sections, I guess, that I will explain later on. So the first 3 are kind of like new releases. I'm gonna get through them in a minute. So the first one I want to talk about is Ordinary Monsters by J.M. Myro, and this is set in like a magic school or university, I can't remember, and it's set in 1882 in Edinburgh. And I don't know a lot about this, but it just sounds really good. It sounds like one of those dark academia books full of magic and magic schools, and I always enjoy that kind of setting, especially when it's historical setting as well, slightly creepy and everything. I like the cover of this one, it's really cool. Like I said, I don't know a lot about this book and reading the blurb doesn't really give you much of details, but I just know it follows different children or teenagers, I'm not exactly sure, that have different abilities. And it's so sinister and all of that. That's a terrible explanation, but we're gonna go with it. Also, it's a chunker of a book. I think it's just about nearly 700 pages. 700 pages. But I'm excited for it. I'm here for the gothic, almost historical atmosphere of a magic school setting, so I'm really excited for this one. My next one is Upgrade by Blake Crouch, which my one is a signed copy. There we go. Blake Crouch has definitely become one of my favourite authors. I adore his dark matter and I really enjoyed Recursion, and I'm also in the middle of reading his other trilogy, the Wayward Pines trilogy. I read the first 2 books, will soon be starting a 3rd one at some point hopefully. So this man can just go no wrong for me. I love everything he does, honestly, he always blows my mind. I know that in this one we follow the main character who they're basically focusing on like DNA, whether they can kind of create a superhuman being, I think, kind of, so like they can learn faster, read faster and all of that. So I'm definitely, honestly, I don't even need to know what the book is about. I'm sure I'm gonna love it because everything he does genuinely is amazing and I trust this man to do the job really well, and I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it. So I can't wait to read this book at one point. Then I also have The Ghosts of Rose Hill by R.M. Romero. I enjoy this cover quite a bit. This is the author who wrote The Dollmaker of Krakow, which I really enjoyed when I read it. So I was really anticipating for the new release because I think it's only the 2nd book that the author has ever put out. So I'm naturally very excited for it. The only thing I didn't realise is that it's written in verse, all of it. And I'm not normally great with things like this, like poetry or books in verse. I don't really read them all that much, if ever. So that's going to be an interesting experience. But I think I'm going to enjoy this book anyway because the first one that I read, The Dollmaker of Krakow, that was amazing. Mesmerising writing style and very fleshed out characters. The plot was just superb, so I'm expecting great things for this one. I can't even remember what this one is about. I'm gonna redo the blurb because it sounds super magical. I'm gonna try not to do that very often, but magic will burn you up. Sent to stay with her aunt in Prague and witness the humble life of an artist, Ilana Lopez, a biracial Jewish girl, finds herself torn between her dream of becoming a violinist and her immigrant parents' desire for her to pursue a more stable career. When she discovers a forgotten Jewish cemetery behind her own aunt's cottage, she meets the ghost of a kind-hearted boy named Benjamin who died over a century ago. As Ilana restores Benjamin's grave, he introduces her to the enchanted side of Prague, where ghosts walk the streets and their kisses have warmth. Benjamin isn't the only one interested in Alana though. Rudolf Wasserman, a man with no shadow, has become fascinated with her and the music she plays. He offers to share his magic so Alana can be with Benjamin and pursue her passion for violin. But after Alana discovers the truth about Wasserman and how Benjamin became bound to the city, she resolves to save the boy she loves, even if success means losing him forever. Wow, I am genuinely excited for this book, quite a bit. So definitely looking forward to this one. The next 3 books I bought in a charity shop one day. So the first one is A House of Ghosts by W.C. Ryan. I just realised there are ghosts in this one and ghosts in this one. It's funny, right? Anyway, so I've heard about this book so many times before. I've rather seen it. I haven't actually heard people talk about it. But I like the cover. It seems like something I would absolutely enjoy. I know that I don't know a lot about it actually. It's kind of like historical fiction. It's set in 1917 in winter. We've got this like a spiritualist meeting where people are trying to connect with people who are potentially lost and forgotten and whatnot. And so the main character is trying to make contact with his 2 missing sons, so I guess he doesn't know where they are, but it turns out a little bit more sinister. So the manor that they're in seems to be a little bit more haunted, and there are some secrets that are going to be like discovered, and people are hiding their own secrets and all of that. So it sounds fascinating to me. I think I'm gonna absolutely love this one. So yeah, look forward to reading this one. Another one, slightly creepy one again, is Pine by Francine Toon. And this one is a literary gothic thriller to chill the marrow, which sounds exciting to me. I've recently sort of gone into horror books more. Not that I've read many, but I'm interested in them for sure. So this one is going to be hopefully one of them. Even having read the blurb, I'm not actually sure how to describe this book. All I know, it is set in like a small town, so it's a tiny town. And we follow this teenage girl who one day on Halloween night, she stumbles across a person and she drives her back to the house, but in the morning she's gone. And then also one of the teenagers has gone missing and she no longer knows who she can trust. I don't know what that's all about, but I have seen this book a few times before as well, and it was only £2.50 in a charity shop, and the quality is actually, condition rather, is pretty good for a charity shop book. So I'm excited for this one. Then I've got a bit of a classic novel, that is The Three Musketeers by, I'm so sorry, I'm not going to pronounce that. It's a French author, it's a French classic. I'm sure I don't need to explain to you what this one is about, but I just saw that in the shop and realised I've never actually read it. I don't think I've ever seen any films. I know that my dad really likes the story, and considering I was just there, I bought it. And also I'm not a fan of the cover, but for £2 I definitely didn't mind. And again, it's in pretty damn good condition for a charity shop book. So it's another classic on my shelf that I just can add and read whenever. I don't know a lot about it. I just know that there's obviously the Three Musketeers and their adventures, and that's pretty much all I need to know because it's a popular thing. So yeah. And it's actually quite a massive book. It's just 700 pages. So another chunker on my shelf. The next section I bought from W.H. Smith one day. That's these books. So apparently, I don't know anything about them, but there's Richard and Judy book club, I guess. I've never heard of these people before, so I don't know what they do. I just spoke to a girl who works in W.H. Smith, and she essentially just says that they review books and kind of work with W.H. Smith, so they select the books for them. But what drew me to this 6 books that are in this stack is the fact that they were like tied in together with a ribbon. And considering I didn't know anything about those books, of course, me being me, I bought them because I just can't pass on an opportunity when there's a stack of books, like surprise books, in front of me, and it was half price and everything, so I just got it and thought, well, whatever, I can care less. So I just bought them. So yes, I think most of them are mystery thriller type things, which I'm really into recently, so yay. So I don't know an awful lot about them, so, and I'm not going to read the blurb of every single book because I don't want to sit here forever. but I'm just going to give you as much information as I know, or as little information, and I hope you don't mind. Anyway, the first one is How to Kill Your Best Friend by Lexi Elliott. The book starts with one of the girls basically being drowned, but she's a professional swimmer, and the three friends who, at her funeral I'm guessing, they started to gather, started to talk about it, and started to think who's responsible and how could a professional swimmer drown. So they're sort of, I guess, suspecting each other, and it just sounds really interesting. And it's not a big book at all. It's only about 300 pages, under 300 pages. So if I fancy something short and sweet, okay, sweet might be the wrong word, but when I fancy something short and thrillery, that could be the one to go for. Next one in the stack is Apples Never Fall by Leanne Moriarty. I've heard not such great things about Nine Perfect Strangers, but then Big Little Lies, isn't that like a Netflix show or something, or a popular book? I'm not sure. So I've heard like mixed things about it, but it wasn't a stack, and I don't mind because I've never read either of those books. So I'm actually excited. I'm going to read you the blurb because this one is quite short. Joy and Stan Delaney have 4 grown-up children, a successful family business, and their golden years ahead of them. Then Joy vanishes, questions are asked, the police get involved, scratch the surface, and the seemingly happy family has much to hide, and with good reason. Ooh, that sounds so intriguing. I'm actually genuinely excited for this one, to find out what happens. Next one is more of a historical crime, I'm guessing, is Lily by Rose Tremaine. I actually really like this cover. It's a tale of revenge. In this one we follow the main character who, as a baby, she was found by a policeman and taken to the Foundling Hospital, which is like an orphanage for children who didn't have parents, obviously, or found in different circumstances. So she grows up in there, and then one day she obviously gets out of there, and she's got this sinister secret, whatever that means, whatever she's got, a dreadful secret. And now she thinks that this policeman might know the answers to her questions or something along those lines. I've seen this book before, thought about buying it but never did, so it's good that I didn't buy it because now I have it. Next one is A Slow Fire Burning by Paula Hawkins, and that is the author of The Girl on the Train, which I've never read before, so I don't know what to expect of it. I just know that it was a really popular book. And this one, again, I'm going to read you the blurb because it's quite short. 3 women connected by one brutal crime. 3 women determined to right the wrongs done to them. 3 women with everything to hide. When it comes to revenge, even good people are capable of terrible things. But only one person killed Daniel Sutherland. How long can their secrets smolder before they explode into flame? Sounds quite intriguing. Definitely looking forward to it. Next one is One of the Girls by Lucy Clark. I kind of like the cover. It looks like one of those holiday type of mysteries because it's set on like a Greek island. And again, I guess there's some sort of mystery happening, a killing. We were all dying for a holiday. A beautiful remote island, blood orange sunsets, towering cliff tops views, and a building swell of lies between friends. But who would kill for it? Ooh. Again, sounds really interesting, a bit of a different setting from what I'm used to. I'm excited. And the next one is Never by Ken Follett, which is a political thriller, which I admit have never read before. I don't know what to expect of it, but it's another chunker. It's like 800 pages. It's massive, so I don't know what to expect of this book, but apparently it's really popular and everybody raves about it, so... A stolen US Army drone, a shrinking oasis in the Sahara Desert, a secret stash of deadly chemicals. Each is a threat to global stability. Each can be overcome with only the highest level of diplomacy. But when those in charge disagree and refuse to back down, an international chain reaction kicks off with potentially catastrophic consequences, a world edging closer to war. Now 3 people must work with the utmost skill to stop that from happening. A spy working undercover with don't know how to pronounce it, Jihadis, a brilliant Chinese spy master, a US president beleaguered by a populist rival for the next election. The only question is, in a game of brinkmanship, can the inevitable ever be stopped? It sounds a little bit more complicated, but it kind of sounds slightly sci-fi-ish, so I'm not sure what to expect of this one. but I'm definitely gonna be willing to give it a go. The next 3 I just got today, and I ordered them yesterday because I just fancied something along those lines. So I'm gonna talk about them. So the first 2, honestly, they're so adorable. I'm just gonna show you them both. It's these 2. They're completely different series, completely different authors, but I just love the size of them because they remind me of when I was reading like mystery type books in this like mass market paperback. Oh my god, it makes me so nostalgic and puts me back into my childhood. So so we've got one of them, Lending a Paw by Laurie Cass, a book mobile cat mystery. Look at the freaking cover. I really like it. It looks kind of really cheesy, but honestly I love it. And then we also have Cat About Town by Kate Conte, a cat cafe mystery. So both of them are, well, one of them is related to books and cats, and the other one with a cat. So these both are like a cozy mystery. They're both the first books in series, different series, and I'm just so bloody excited for these. I think they both would fit the category of like a cozy mystery. One of them is set in like a mobile book library type thing with a cat where they discover a dead body, and then this one I think is a really pretty similar thing. So honestly, these 2 sound incredibly like cheesy, but in such a good way. I genuinely can't wait to read both of them. Look at the covers, seriously. I prefer this one for sure, and I know that they're quite long series, I think, could be wrong. But honestly, that just brings me so much nostalgia, and I'm so excited to read both of them. I'm hoping I'm gonna enjoy both of them and just carry on with the series whenever I fancy like more like a cozy mystery, because they're mostly light-hearted all the time, and they've got something to do with cats and books, and oh my god, this is just like my type of thing. So I have really high hopes for these 2. The last one of this haul is The Lost Library by Freya Sampson, which is, if I remember correctly, we've got this main character who either inherits the library or has a library, and I think they're about to close it or something, so she needs to find ways of it not being closed. But I think there's some romance involved and friendships and all of that. I kind of really like the cover. Again, it's cats and books. You guess what kind of mood I was in yesterday when I was searching for these ones. Honestly, I'm just so excited for these 3 books. They're just like, oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for it to read them, honestly. So yeah, sorry if I didn't give you enough details on every single book. I just thought there were so many of them, and this video is plenty long enough that I didn't want it to be any longer, especially considering I did another book haul just recently. If you read any of these books, please let me know what you thought of them. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.